For many of Kibera's men, this is a typical evening. Back from work or job hunting, they spend their nights and meagre earnings in illegal drinking dens like this. Dennis Onyango has spent a large part of his life in Kibera and is a regular at this bar. Home-brewed alcohol is sometimes deadly, but it's also very cheap. Dennis fell into poverty when his father left his mother for another woman. Forced out of school because of unpaid fees, he ended up in Mombasa, where he found work as a DJ. Life was good until intertribal fighting forced Dennis back to the safety of Nairobi.
Sasa tulirudi sasa huko mtaani ikakuwa searching. Sasa huko ulikuwa shazoea pia kushika pesa nguvu, maisha ya maana, maisha pia ilikuwa ishaendelea mzuri, nilikuwa naishi kwa club, room ya self contained, vitu kama hizo. Sasa ukirudi mtaani, sasa una vitu kama hizo hazionekani. Sasa unapata mabesti temptations pia, mabesti unapata kaa besti yako wa kitambo, ule mko alikuwa boy nyuma yako, siku hizi ni mtinti sana. Ameshikana, ako mzuri. Reason why
Soon after he got back to Kibera, Dennis settled into a life of idle days spent smoking with friends and practicing his rhymes.
Every day. A couple of hivyo sasa pia matime pia maboys wamekosa partner, pengine wanataka kwenda biashara kaya mtu mwingine au mtu tatu, pengine kama wende kwa mestezo masama kama niaje. Twende hivi bana, itakuwa ni kitu ya dakika 5 hivi inaishaisha. Unaenda una hit ya kwanza unapata inakuwa successful. Sasa hapo ndio inaongeza ya pili sasa. Na tatu. Alafu ya 4, alafu sasa unakuwa used to. Na machine pia. Shika kuna zile machine unaweza undergo ama unajua hauwezi change kwa scene mko na jeshi kama una act. Hata kama ni mbaya hauwezi go against ukambia mtu hapo unafanya mbaya, pengine umechapilia mtu msee akaona manzi ni msupa akadai kumanga. Sasa hauwezi enda kumtoa kwa scene, itakuwa ni blunder cause hata wale wana weakness yenu. Sasa unailenga, lakini ni kitu na kuhunt watu wengi. Mtu kama mimi kuna zile masini ni hunt, sasa lazima uzifikiria na unaifeel inabidi change.
But Dennis finds it hard to break links with his past. Here he gathers with former gang members to mourn a friend killed during a robbery. The violence of his former life is never far away.
This is where you'll find Kenya's middle class on the move in downtown Nairobi. Over the years, it developed a reputation for violence and crime. In fact, its nickname was Nairobi. You wouldn't want to wander around here at night, but during the day, this is the place to be if you're doing business.
It is much easier to do business in Kenya than ever before because of government deregulation. That stimulated economic growth and more people started making money, a lot of money. Which helps explain how Nina and her husband Jim were able to achieve all they have. A 5-bedroom house in an upmarket neighborhood. Their 2 children at a private school. Both Nina and Jim are university educated.
My parents had to work hard to put us through school, put us through college. And that gets inculcated in you. You come out of that system and you also, naturally, you drive things.
You could almost say they live a typically American life. And being rich in Kenya, especially with the cheaper labor, can make for an even easier life. Kenya's privileged are also discovering the other benefits of having money to spend. The market has responded with chic bars and nightclubs.
Jane is too poor to pay hospital fees, so all her children were born like this. Her neighbours help out as best they can, but there's no one here with medical skills if things go wrong. Jane's husband is not around for the birth either. In fact, he's rarely at home, and when he does turn up, late and unannounced, she says, family planning is far from his mind.
Wenye naweza kuishi na watoto wangu, wapate chakula vile wenzao wanapata, wavae venye wenzao wanavaa. Kama huyo kijana mkubwa niko naye, si alifanya 8. Hakuna pesa ya kumpeleka shule, hakuna pesa ya kumfundisha kazi. Sasa hako tu. Mimi naona watanilaumu kwa sababu sijawasaidia. Vile mimi nalaumu baba yangu, ingawaje amekufa ni maiti, lakini naona watoto wangu pia watakuja kunilaumu. Mama kama angetupea mahali ya kujishikilia tungekuwa hivi. Sababu kama ni baba yao ndiye angeweza kuwasaidia, na baba yao ndiye amewaacha. Na sasa yeye mambo yake ya kurandaranda inafanya anaacha watoto wake. Sasa huwa nakasirika.
Carol Warimu fares no better. She has 3 young children, no husband and no permanent job. Every morning, Carol gets ready to go out in search of the casual work she needs to make ends meet. It's a hand-to-mouth life. If she manages to find work, she can buy food. If not, she and her children will go to bed hungry. School books, sweets or clothing are luxuries, not essentials in this household.
And I hope you understand the problems of a single mother. She's the one to meet all the needs for her children, for herself. The problems of an in-law, you see. She's the one to meet all the needs for herself and for her kids. You see, so you do find a lot of challenges in life, difficulties, problems, and we still survive. As I have said that I'm a single mother, I'm a single parent. I'm the one who has to meet all the needs of the kids. Also, I'm HIV positive. The biggest problem in this case of being positive is that, like I said, most of the times you are very weak. You don't have enough strength to work.
Carol had no idea that her husband was dying of AIDS until he finally confessed to her on his deathbed. Overnight, her life changed. And having already lost her husband, she then lost the support of her family as well. Carol was living with her husband's family when he died, but they threw her out of the house when she told them that their son had died of AIDS and that she was HIV positive. Carol was left with no choice but to go back to her own parents' house. The reception was not a warm one.
My mom had passed away a year earlier before my husband. So I happened to stay with my father, who was so harsh, so harsh, because he could insult me with so things that you went to a prostitution, that's why you contracted and this and then. And me, I knew my best that I got married to a man with whom I never knew that he was like this, and that's why I happened to go to this. Yeah, so you found a lot of stigma in the up country. Okay, I happened to learn that in rural areas, there are some good facilities that are being provided to those people who are positive. And I decided of myself, okay, the big intention that I had is how I can regain my strength and I can prolong my life. I could understand that there are some tablets that medicines that are being given to those people who are positive, and they are becoming healthy, they are becoming good and strong. But in the upcountry, you could not find any, you see. So I decided because I had lived in Kibera earlier, I decided also to come back in Kibera, you see.
But reduced stigma and free access to antiretroviral drugs are just about all that's good about Carol's life in Kibera. If she succeeds in getting work 3 times a week, she's doing well, and even then the money's not enough. Often the kids fall asleep waiting for food that will never come.
Now 10 years since I became positive. No, I can't be thinking that my time is now getting short. Maybe now is my time to die and whatever. So it's very hard. It's very hard. There was a time I had a very bad headache. The tooth are also aching. These eyes of me are still aching. Still I had a stomach ache and whatever. Now I was asking God, what is happening now? Me, I don't know. Now the pains were too much. Now I had decided even that I can even hang myself. Then at the birth of I hung my kids, and then I hung myself, so that if I die, and I don't want to also to leave my kids behind. So I had decided, I have decided, so not once, because me, I hate pain.
I don't see a reason why people should believe in the way they are living in Kibera, and not only in Kibera, but in any other slums. There is no reason, there is no justification. If there was an equitable distribution of resources all over the world, chances are there would be a more peaceful world. Because this inequality is mostly what brings a lot around hatred. That's, as I was speaking about Kibera, if this issue cannot really be handled, at some time, this problem is going to come knocking at people's door. And those who think that it's not their problem, they might be surprised one day when the problem